All right. Welcome to 60 Agenda. We're back again. I'm here with my man Justin.
Yo.
And I'm Andrew, your host. We talk about what they want. Yeah. Thank you for the recent review on Apple, Mr. Conspiracy Carpenter. I shouldn't have said Mr. because you could be a woman carpenter. You never know. But hey, we appreciate you a lot. Thanks for the love there. And we're gonna try to keep bringing you the best. We're trying to improve every time. We're new to this, but as we go, it'll get better. Jenny the Alchemist, as always, great input. Peter Thiel, seems like he's trying to prevent the Antichrist, but as you said, he is creating it. Just wanted to clarify that. But yeah, other than that, thanks for the compliment. Definitely, we try to do what we can. And if you didn't see her comment, go read the rest because she's always got great input on YouTube. And Jenny the Alchemist, I don't know if you're only on YouTube, but we do have more episodes on Spotify that are just audio that we did not post onto YouTube, just so you know, and any of our YouTube listeners. All right. So we got some crazy stuff planned. I think we're gonna do another chill pod. I've got a little guest spot after this on Outside Minds. So hopefully you guys can check that out this week and enjoy that. But first off, I figured, we talked about the Samsung white papers recently with William Ramsey, and I realized like we haven't even talked about this on our show enough. I mean, we talked about the Internet of Things and the Internet of Bodies, but we should have kind of went into that. But that's okay because as I was planning on doing that, I saw a bunch of new patents that just kind of came out from these tech companies. So I think we should go through those, go through the Samsung White, and put it all together.
For sure.
So yeah, there's been weird patents going on. We'll start off with the Microsoft one. And apparently teleportation is going to be a thing. According to this patent, Microsoft filed a patent for teleportation. It's like a holographic one though. So kind of like Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Not literal human teleportation, but aims at simulating presence anywhere in the world using real-time holographs. Yep, holoportation. Form a 3D capture and transmission of a person's likeness for use in virtual or augmented reality.
Whoa.
So if you remember the Curtis Yarvin accelerationist episode, we talked about how he wanted to he said we could put people in a simulation
Yeah.
or virtualize them. This is very reminiscent of that. It's crazy. Hey, it's a real patent. There it
That
is.
is
Google
wild. Yeah,
patents.
that is
These are all going to be legit patents you can look up, and we can get deeper on some of these too as we go. But yeah, essentially it's just augmented reality, teleportation, interactive experiences. Kind of reminds me of like what Meta is trying to do, like Mark Zuckerberg,
right.
whenever he first came out with that.
Yeah, they're
But I
trying to
think it's
create this whole vast virtual ecosystem.
yeah, exactly. I wonder if it's gonna be like your actual person. It says your likeness. So I guess it wouldn't be like how his was, where it was like an avatar, right? It'd be
Yeah.
your actual, like straight up Obi-Wan Kenobi,
yeah,
I need you, kind of thing.
yeah,
Um,
it's gonna
crazy,
be pretty
crazy.
wicked.
That is very wicked. I love, yeah, that's a good word for it. So we got another one. Meta has came out with a mind reading interface. This one's really creepy. It's a pretty much patented technology to read your brain signals and convert thoughts into commands for AR or VR, virtual reality or augmented reality, aka no typing, talking, and you thinking it happens, kind of like the Neuralink situation. This is my Cardinals cup. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a sports fan, but this is a badass, sturdy mug.
That is a nice mug, dude.
It's
One can always
sturdy.
appreciate a good mug.
You got to. Coffee's life. All right, so AI to decode language from the brain. I mean, whew, that's where we're headed. Now we're just telling you about these patents because we're going to talk about the Samsung white papers too. And I just, the Samsung white papers is the vision of the future, but I want to show you that the patents are here as of today. So we got another dream monitoring and controlling patent from Samsung. So this
Dream
is
monitoring.
dream monitoring and
Ooh.
controlling from Samsung patent. You could look that up, but So we're going to be talking about Samsung white papers and the 6G technology that they're going to be unveiling. So this is going to be part of it for sure. So they filed patents for wearable devices that monitor and influence dreams and neural feedback, and maybe even customize your dreams for the future, kind of like alter your dreams to where they can control it. So what's to say? Yeah, the problem being addressed is a common one: the difficulty in accurately identifying and monitoring our REM sleep in real time. Traditional devices have struggled with this. Okay, but they're talking about customizing it. Okay. In a world shaped by this technology, our understanding of sleep becomes more interactive and immediate. I just don't think it's that serious, you
Mm-mm.
know? And also it's always under the guise of like convenience. You can know how much you sleep all the time. I wonder if it talks about the customization of your sleep on this, because what I saw did. Of course not. It's always like what it can do for your health.
Yeah.
So last one, this one's odd. Space-based data centers from Amazon, the grandson of the creator of DARPA. So that's always, trustworthy. Orbital data centers that store and beam data from space to Earth, avoiding like Earth limitations, like cataclysm, CME, whatever. Heat, power, bandwidth issues. It doesn't have to worry about those either. AWS is focused on processing data closer to where it's generated in space using cloud and machine learning services on orbiting satellites. Speaking of this, while we're on the topic of satellites, so that one's weird. That's the last patent I saw. We'll get into the white papers. Did you see all those Starlink satellites went out?
Yeah, I
Dude,
did.
look at that. How many countries are without I mean, I heard that they all hit airplane mode at the same time. And and that's the worry that people have about Elon Musk's technology, and he could just turn it off. He threatened to turn it off because this country didn't want to let him go there and like put a Tesla there or some shit, allegedly. But yeah, let's see. A global outage of Starlink network lasting over 2 hours was reported on July 25th, attributed to an internal software failure. Additionally, SpaceX has acknowledged a higher than usual number of satellites falling out of orbit, potentially due to increased solar activity. Because we've had a lot of CME action. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
Definitely leaving a solar maximum.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Been hot as shit.
you got the Ring of Fire volcanoes going on. Is that real? So I've been seeing a lot of posts about like how all the fire, like the volcanoes, are getting active.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of that is just like, are they just fear mongering, or is that real? Because I looked into the Yellowstone animals and none of them are actually leaving, according to the park rangers. So I'm like, all right, well, is it waking up or not? Because everybody's making a big deal about all these volcanoes. And sometimes I wonder, man, is this a distraction from the fact that our president is probably in the Epstein files? Is this a distraction from the fact that he wrote a creepy birthday letter to Jeffrey Epstein where they talked about how like a man needs secrets or something like that? Like he
They're
mentioned something
trying
about like needing secrets.
they're trying their hardest to avoid that and
Yeah.
talk about it. They're talking about anything and everything but that.
Guys like us need secrets. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he said something along those lines.
And I think Shane Gillis made a joke about it in the ESPYs.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
watch that. I saw he was on there and killed. I didn't watch it
He
though.
he killed. It was funny.
Word.
But
Okay.
the joke was oh, there was a joke about Epstein in here, but somehow it got deleted. And he was like, "Ah, yeah, we should just move on as a country and forget about that."
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's exactly what they're trying to do. I
No,
mean,
yeah, 100%.
obviously that was the joke, but
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know, they're doing a
uh,
really good job at it.
exactly. No, they really are. I mean, they ran on the Epstein files, and now it's like, why are you still talking about that? I mean,
Yeah.
we mentioned that. That's crazy.
And then
So
within that, there was like a Caitlin Clark joke that they blew up, and not that one.
yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Blow up the,
Blow up the
second best. Yeah,
blow
yeah.
up the racial joke, but
I
not
didn't
the
hear
one
it.
that
What was
pertains
it?
to real. It was like when she retires, she's gonna go work at Waffle House to continue doing what she does best, fist fighting black women.
Oh, okay. I might have seen something about
It was pretty fucking
that's
funny.
ridiculous. Dude, okay, by the way, while we're talking about funny stuff, yo, in the last one, we got a little bit wild. We were just okay, so I want to explain that, we weren't laughing at these people's deaths. We were just laughing at the hypotheticals that we kind of initially
Right.
came up with. And then whenever you extrapolate onto the next murders and you see how each one of these are so outrageous that it has to be some intelligence murder operation,
Yeah.
it became to the point where you have to laugh at how tragically awful it is. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what
Right.
it was. So I just want to, just put that out there. We take no enjoyment in the pain of anybody, of course. It just was the hypothetical, just putting it out there. Because I just thought about it. I was like, oh, we went a little bit overboard. I almost had you cut it out, but it's okay.
It's okay.
The ring, yeah. So let's talk about the Ring of Fire volcanoes quick, and then we'll get over to the Samsung, and we're just talking about current events, a little chill pod. Uh, we're don't worry, we're gonna be doing the rest of this Jesper series. We will be doing a subscription basis kind of premium deal going on here soon. We'll get into the details. It may include live shows with live interaction, some merch giveaway. We'll have some dope shirts that are like think about Operation Northwoods, and then instead of have it in backwoods font, like
Yeah.
Operation and then on a t-shirt type shit,
Yeah.
something like that, it'd be cool to kind of get into. So, if you guys like the idea, throw in some ideas you may have. I'm sure you guys are more creative than us with that. We'll get into the subscription premium page that we're going to be doing. We'd love for you guys to hop on there whenever we get it up and going. We're going to have bonus episodes, live feeds, live interaction, merch giveaways, whole deal. It's going to be for a bargain. You're going to love it. We got to turn this into a business. We want to do this for you full time. So the Ring of Fire is a horseshoe-shaped zone around the Pacific Ocean known for high volcanic and seismic activity, if you didn't know that. And apparently, it's been getting it's been getting wild. It's been experiencing ongoing volcanic activity with some volcanoes showing current eruptions and others under heightened monitoring. So I don't know about Yellowstone because that's not even in the Pacific, but it's definitely had some stuff going on. Underwater volcano off the coast of Oregon. Axial seamount is predicted to erupt in 2025. Sick.
They're all talking about them being predicted to erupt though.
Yeah, the Hawaii volcanoes, they got several volcanoes erupting there. There's not a good time to go there.
Yeah.
It's probably why
Definitely not.
Zuckerberg's over here expanding his land. I wonder if that has anything
There's
to
a
do with
movie about that. There's a movie about a family going on vacation in Hawaii and then fucking volcano erupts.
Yeah.
It's
No,
pretty fucked.
I haven't seen it.
Well, it's either that or tsunami. Either way. Yeah,
Yeah.
going to Hawaii during something like that, fucked. Don't do it.
Yeah. It is very don't, especially for the price. All
Yeah,
right,
dude.
well, let's get into the Samsung white papers. There's a little detour current events kind of going on and crazy patents. Go look into those, man. Those are nuts. Maybe you guys can find a little. I just saw that right before we kind of got in here. I figured I'd throw it on here. So you guys, if we got any self researchers, we would love some independent research. You throw it at us. We got to, Gmail in our description. Get down in there and give us some love. So we've got our research white paper. Samsung's positions on holographic reality as a core pillar of future 6G era experiences. Yeah, we can have you pull that up. I'm going to go off my notes. Their 2020 6G white paper anticipates hyper-connected services like Immerse XR and high-fidelity mobile holograms, and it's going to be commercialized targeted for 2028 to 2030. I wonder if we'll have time. We can get into Agenda 2030. You should pull up the Agenda 2030 breakdown of it. Maybe you can find somebody that's done it because, yeah, dude, it's got a lot to do with this stuff. Okay, technical innovations that they have planned are slim panel hollow displays. The researchers at Samsung Advanced Institute of Technology developed a slim panel holographic video display published in Nature Communications after 8 years of prototyping. This marks a leap of bulky lasers to realistic phase-controlled holograms in compact form. So in other words, that teleportation holographic stuff, I mean, that could be, this is the beginnings of that. But this is published in early 2025, so maybe it's a little farther than the beginning. Protector and smart glasses patent has came out. A recent patent reveals a portable projector paired with smart glasses. It's employing an LCD spatial light. It's got modular and background illumination, wall or ceiling mounted for extended reality visuals. Real world demos and showcases. In London, Samsung launched a large scale holographic projection display, marine life, sports highlights, and it all was to promote a kind of like a Galaxy AI feature ahead of the Unpacked, I guess they call it, which is the new program they have for this holographic features. Pretty nuts. Okay, let's get into the weird shit though. Samsung envisions holo reality as a hallmark of 6G, requiring bandwidth from a sub THz or wave, ultra low latency, and AI native networks. So that's what it requires, which is why in the big beautiful bill, you have a lot of the infrastructure that they need with bandwidth and whatnot that was involved in that, and how they were going to essentially penalize states if they had tried to fight like the AI development. And they scrapped that. Remember the 10-year moratorium, but they still kept it in there where it's not a 10-year moratorium, but if you do try to fuck around as a state, they can still penalize you with the bandwidth. So I say, I hope my state fucks with them so they can't get the bandwidth that they need to create the 6G holographic reality that they want to create.
Yeah.
Like I prefer our state just says, fuck you guys, but they're actually building data centers here in our state. I wonder if they are in yours. You guys should tell us if you have new data centers being built in your state. I would look into it. I know Minnesota does, Texas does, Missouri's got a few that they're trying, but a lot of people are actually trying to fight it. And I recommend that you do, because they're just trying to build the infrastructure to make this a reality. 5 years, man, 2030. These holograms used alongside XR, digital twins, and smart glasses reflect deep integration into Samsung's broader metaverse and augmented reality plans. So the next steps that, in other words, just to break it down, the DEHR initiative is strategically anchored in 6G and XR technology. They've achieved breakthroughs in slim holographic panels and compact AR, augmented reality optics. They filed patents on holograms, projectors, and demonstrated large-scale visuals and wearable devices. Still, challenges remain in miniaturized processing bandwidth and consumer adoption. Now, this is just what they've done so far. So if we break down this biosignal sensing device that they've patented with Apple, you could see that all of these companies are at different levels of what they've kind of achieved.
Yeah.
Okay, so like Samsung seems like they're in a more rudimentary phase and like they're focusing on holograms. I think some of these companies are focusing on certain things more than others, so that way they could bring it all together in a synergistic way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like Apple's more focused on the wearable biosensing devices, like your earbuds, your watches, right? Your Apple Watch and your phones. It's equipped with multiple electrodes that dynamically select which ones to activate. It can detect biological signals such as brain activity, muscle activity, or your heart rate, which we know that because of your watch if you have one. But yeah, it uses AI to optimize. This new patent, though, is totally different. It uses AI to optimize electrode uses based on signal strength or location. This one, I'm pretty sure, is one that can read your thoughts. The AirPods. We'll get into it. I'm pretty sure this is the one. The device architecture appears similar to Apple's AirPods retrofitted with biometric sensors. So it's AirPods, but they seem to have that. Tech implications are that the neural interfaces and surveillance is going to be possible with something like this, of course. Here it is. Okay. So yeah, brain signal sensing essentially is that they're They can read your passing thoughts, your emotion, your detect your like mood via these earbuds,
That's
which is
stupid. I don't want
yeah.
anything knowing my thoughts.
No. AI selects electrodes based on this signal is strongest, effectively mapping your biology in real time. So this is all mixed together, by the way, in one device. Uh, emotion add attention mapping, which I think ties into the first thing we talked about. With enough data, neural correlations of attention, anxiety, and arousal can be inferred. So they can like hit you with ads depending on like what it. Oh, this dude got a half chub whenever we showed him this, this, or like he got
Yeah.
pretty pissed off whenever we showed him this.
Oh
That's
no.
nuts. That's nuts.
Oh fuck, that's gonna be pretty fucking wild if you
Yeah.
willingly, you know, install
Mm-hmm.
that. That's pretty much what it is. You're installing that shit.
And yeah, but and now they're trying to make it to where like, all right, if you don't take Neuralink, just get the new earbuds. Like if you get the new AirPods, it's gonna be doing it.
It's the
You don't even
boneless
need Neuralink.
Neuralink, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck
So all
that.
this is going to be combined, and then this will give Apple's existing sensors the ability to predictively predict your behavior,
Fuck.
which kind of gets in with the Palantir. Like this is just one big data collecting service, so they can hand it over to Palantir, which analyzes data and predicts behavior. But they're hitting you from multiple angles, though. That's the freaky part.
Yeah. There's no escape from this shit.
No,
Seems like they're implementing anything, like they're plugging all the loopholes.
pretty much, dude. Every company is aligned with it because you think, pardon me, you think like BlackRock has and State Street, Vanguard, and then they all have like major stakes in each of these companies which are doing this, and then they each have major stakes in each other. So essentially, it's one big like super venture capitalist company
Yeah.
that owns everything, and then they have one agenda, and then every company's doing the same agenda with their different objectives, right? And then boom, it's crazy. It's like spider web.
Yeah.
You think like at the core of it you'll find that kind of going on, and then if you weren't looking at it you'd be like, man, how come this little company like Oreos or whatever, owned by Nabisco, that's owned by this, it's owned by that, and then
Mhm.
it starts to make sense why they're trying to kill you just like every other company, you know what I mean, because it's all under one umbrella.
Yep.
But yeah, and we know that about food, but of course it's like that with everything, even technology.
Everything is owned by a much larger company that
and another
controls it
tab
all.
In another tab, you should pull up a breakdown of Sam Altman's interview with Theo Vaughn. I think we should go over that as well. It's pretty much like ChatGPT. They had a whole conversation about like our future with AI, and I think that this will go hand in hand with what we're talking about later. So I just want to have that tabbed up for later. So yeah, that stuff is not science fiction that we were talking about. Pretty much all of it is a part of startups already, like Neurable, NextMind, and Kernel. So look those up, and you'll see that they're already doing these EEG, AirPod, crazy, whatever. So Apple, Meta, Microsoft, Google, all are developing BCI adjacent technologies, which is BCI. I didn't define that, but we'll break it down. Meta, neurally controlled augmented reality interfaces, Microsoft with emotion AI biofeedback patents, and Google with biofeedback and wearable platforms. See how all these go together with the EEG and AirPods? And like I said, BlackRock, major institutional investor across all these companies, benefits from supports tech capable of mass psychographic targeting because they make money off these companies that are targeting you with these ads. And the more these ads are primed up and on point, the more that they make money. A step towards neuro targeting advertising, essentially, like I said, a passive cognitive monitoring system is going to be in place. And then the earbuds as new neural interface, normalizing continuous biofeedback collection. So, in other words, get wired headphones and get rid of your like smart devices, as far like besides your phone, like your watch and your headphones. It's all being used as this Internet of Things for Internet of Bodies, where your wearables don't just track steps, it can map your brainwave patterns and emotional responses in real time. So yeah, Apple's patent. Okay. Trump's big beautiful bill. We'll get into that because I did touch on that and how that's kind of funding this. 45 billion in the new DHS ICE infrastructure, including surveillance, AI data centers, and biometric enrollment. Biometric expansion mandates like facial, iris, and DNA. There's going to be smart border technology, sensors, drones, AI controlled surveillance towers. I mean, this is really going to get dystopian very fast.
Yeah.
Digital ID systems to sync private and governmental data. I'm not just listing things off. There's $45 billion going into this infrastructure in the big, beautiful bill. A fusion of center integration with the DHS big tech for real-time collaboration. So it's not about illegals. It's about codifying the AI police state, which is finally coming to fruition under national security pretenses, which they always use that. We've talked about that before. You got to point at the enemy. Oh, we got to watch out for that boogeyman. So let's lock down the fucking country more. That's always what it ends up being. Domestic citizens under threat monitoring, misinformation, and mental health initiatives are going to be what we got to look out for with our citizenship past the illegals, because that's going to be how they get us. So just saying, watch out for that shit. Because what if, because, you never know, man. The alligator alley might not be for illegals,
They're fucking
you
coming,
know?
dude. They're fucking coming for our asses.
Yeah, and even if it was, let's look a little deeper, because I don't think it's just about ads. I feel like they let us know because we've already kind of like let it slide
Yeah.
that like, yeah, we're making patents so we can make better ads, like what? Can you hate us? You live in a capital society, right? But I think it's deeper than that, where it's a little bit darker, and that's the pre-crime scoring shit, where you just kind of know, you analyze and know everybody's behavior type and what they'll do and what they might not, all that.
Yeah.
You got the mood instability. You can check their reactions to conflicts. You've got group psychology, where you put people inside of their little reality tunnels, and then you can predict when they're going to turn into nut jobs.
Yeah.
So there's a program called Global Information Dominance Experiments that you should look into, called GUIDE for short, GIDE. Project Maven, military AI imagery, threat scoring. So there's a lot of little projects going on, like cognitive modeling and emotion trapping with IARPA projects, which is like DARPA, but it's LARPA. So yeah, geofencing. With earbuds, 6G, and AI policy enforcement, you're scanned for compliance to ideology. In your brain, you can be scanned to make sure you're actually complying, like mentally, to what you're being told. And then you could have biometric nudging become the normal, like dopamine, whenever you get a dopamine hit from these internal wearables or whatever. And then they kind of get you to kind of be a Pavlovian reaction to your mind control. It's really fucking crazy. So free thought becomes a risk, monitored through brainwave and biofeedback loops. So in other words, even if you're acting like you're going with the flow, but in your head you're against it, they'll know. So just saying, it's GIDE.
Oh shit.
Trump's bill doesn't build a weapon, but it's going to be, it's building the infrastructure for it, and all these tech bros and everything they've got it already. And the weapon will be a civilian bio cloud of thought data, and it's going to forecast and control people. So, in other words, a new immigration bill, you got to worry about digital ID, things like that. So whenever they're using national security for an issue, but so for instance, whenever there's a new AirPod sensor that Apple's saying, oh, check this out, you got to watch out for the biometric verification type technology that they might be sneaking into there. things like that. So it's always something underneath what they're trying to offer to you. All right, what do we got here? DoD Chief Digital and Artificial Intelligence Office hosts sixth global information dominance experiment.
This was a couple
We're
years ago,
excited to
though.
enhance globally integrated operations through workflows that allow faster, more data-informed, human-in-the-loop decisions. So the artificial intelligence, it's strengthening industry integration and collaboration domestically and within our allies, partners abroad. So wait, what are we? We aim to push the boundaries of our current systems to process this iteration, leveraging. Who is it? What is this? Go down a little bit. Sorry, we'll get down to it. Oh, what the hell? Oh, the Department of Defense. Yeah. So this is about them using AI for our war fighters. That's what it is. I
Yeah.
missed that at the top. Dude, they're integrating the AI with the war, man. I'm telling you, I think that when was this posted? Because
This was posted a
I
couple years ago, dude.
yeah, dude. Whenever they went to Iran, and yeah, we talked about how they used AI to predictively police or predictively uh, see if they were going to have nukes or not. I
Yeah.
think they were testing out this predictive, policing there. Okay, go up to the next tab, the OpenAI Sam Altman. All right, so I watched some of this interview, and Sam Altman did a very good job at and I'm not trying to take anything away from him. He really could be a human. I'm not saying he's not human, but I'm just saying that the way he spoke seemed like maybe we could find a clip. It's just I guess he made it sound like this is going to be a great future. We could probably use AI and robots to do everything for us. And he was thinking of all these different ways we could just get rich without being handed money, but having a stake in the future, and things like that. But then whenever Theo Von started asking like real questions, kind of like I feel like the economic financial part of it is the one that doesn't make sense. And that's how is everybody going to have money? And also how like other countries, things like that. He really didn't have an answer. And I think that they haven't really thought about it. And he even said, he's like, we don't know what's going to happen. We just know we're making this and it's going to go where it goes. It's a little freaky. So it says right here,
Yeah.
people talk about the most personal shit in their lives to ChatGPT. Young people especially use it as a therapist, life coach, having these relationship problems and asking, what should I do? And right now, if you talk to a therapist, lawyer, or doctor about those problems, there are legal privileges for it. Uh, there's doctor patient confidentiality, there's legal confidentiality. And we haven't figured out yet for when you talk to ChatGPT. So, in other words, there's no confidentiality, and people are talking to this way too personal. And he also talked about how they're kind of getting they're going crazy a little bit. They're talking to it too much, like it's their only friend. And he even worries about that. Now, what I worry about is that they're going to try to censor what ChatGPT says to you because of the psychosis that people are experiencing from talking to it about
Yeah.
crazy shit, right?
I've already
And I
seen a
worry about
difference in responses. I mean, I don't even
yeah,
use it that often. I just use it to kind of prepare for the show.
yeah.
But even
I think
then,
that,
like,
AI is not going to be this free for all. You can use it for like insider trading or make money off of it, like he's trying to say. I think they're going to censor it more. They're going to treat it like the new internet and they're going to get rid of the internet. And then all of the information that has been put on that internet that has gotten away from them will be gone. And it'll be controlled answers,
yeah,
programmable answers that stay within the guidelines and the boundaries of what they are willing to let you know. And that's worrisome.
yeah,
I
gonna
don't
be
love the
a.
idea of that.
They're gonna pick and choose. It's gonna be a funnel. It's only going to be certain information funneled to you. Everything else is going to be left out on
Oh
purpose.
yeah. No, exactly. So, real quick, I'm gonna bounce back and forth a little bit. Yeah, I just think that you guys should go watch that for sure. You tell me, do you think he was being sincere? Because he sounded sincere for a while, but then it got to a point where I was like, yeah, I think this guy's bullshitting, man. There's some bullshit being spewed. But hey, maybe I don't know shit. I just think that there was these different spots where I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't like
Yeah.
him. I don't
Everything
like
that
him. He's
I've
got the
seen,
orb. Go ahead.
yeah, everything that everything that I've seen, he just doesn't seem like that. He's not a trustable guy. I mean, shit, he might
Mm-hmm.
be a chill dude. I don't know him. But
Go look at
everything
the
that
part
I've
where he
seen,
talked
it's
about
just
his kid, dude. The part where he talked about his kid, and he was like, "What do you love most about like being a dad?" And the kid, and he literally goes, every day he just grows and learns more and more and explodes in growth in learning. And I'm like, that is how you would. That's what you say about your AI all the time. Like you're giving the same answer that you would give about your AI. Like that's the type of answer that an AI person would give. You know what I'm
his
saying? Like
his
that wouldn't be
AI
your
is his
first.
other kid.
Yeah, he's like it's just explosion and learning and
Yeah.
talking and his. Yeah, I'm like, dude, you're just thinking in this term of which I get it. He might be biased towards the mental development and growth of his child. I get that, but also it's like, come on, bro. Yeah, I don't know because he said that off the cuff after he said he was getting real deep about how like, oh, it's just there's so many cliche things you could say about having a kid and this and that. And I was like, this guy's just trying so hard to be human. I don't know. I think these guys are trying to get out here and trying to be human for people to show that they're not the devil. And
Yeah.
I think that they might be awkward, they might be whatever, and maybe it just comes off this way. But it seems to me disingenuous of just like, look, we're not really the bad guys, but it feels like they're hiding something. Maybe it's out of their awkwardness of what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I think it is just because they're so awkward, it seems like they're hiding something. Because you
Yeah.
could say the same for like Zuck too. Like any public appearance he
Yes.
has, he always seems like he's got some fucked information that he's trying to hold on to and
He
he can't
sucks.
let it go.
I don't trust him.
But he's like, I'm a cool guy. He's sitting like
Yeah.
this the whole time,
And
like
they
a
all
fucking
dropped out of
board.
college. Every one of them dropped out of college. It's just this weird, like everybody's got the same exact story.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it gets old.
It's
You're in
yeah, it
military.
is.
Yeah.
It's the classic dropped out, started this business, now I'm a billionaire.
Yeah.
Great story. It is
Yeah.
recycled a lot though.
Yeah, but
Come up
these
with
guys,
something
these
different.
guys are being
Oh man.
sworn into the military as like commanders or colonels or something. All these tech guys are being sworn into the military. So what we just read, the GIDE Defense Department
Yeah.
letter. So a part of that is the fact that these tech guys are going to be a part of the military. No boot camp or anything, but they are going to be E1, E5, whatever.
Mm.
So like a low military colonel, whatever, because they're going to be using this in the military. So because they're going to need to be helping out or giving pointers to generals, they
Yeah.
have to be a part of the military, I guess. But I just think that's so crazy, dude. We're integrating them with the military.
Yeah.
Unprecedented. Fascism at its highest level. I mean, I don't see how people don't see this.
Yeah.
These are companies, billionaires, CEOs now being a part of our government and our military and have control of it. This is getting crazy. I
Yeah.
don't know
Why?
why. So within the big beautiful bill, we got a couple more things. Massive biometric and AI funding, 165 billion in total to border and deportation enforcement with those drones and AI towers we talked about. There's also 6 billion for AI based systems like facial recognitions, drone towers, and network surveillance. 673 million is earmarked as well for biometric systems, scanners, which is going to go towards us as well. I'm telling you. So there's going to be air gap drones, AI surveillance tower, non intrusive inspections, AI driven social media monitoring. License plate recognition, predictive policing of threat behavior. This is on the Guardian. Nationwide drone detection surveillance, 500 million plus UAS towers and CT imaging, automated screening as well. So essentially, all those little cameras that you see that are on the highways and the roads and the stoplights, and then they say, "Oh, it's a stoplight camera for if you run the light," and then eventually people got rid of them within their states because they're like, you can't even prove if I was the one driving. My friend borrowed the car. So they ended up being like, okay, fine. We're not going to send you tickets. In a lot of counties, they did that, right? But they left the cameras there. That's because they were for this. They weren't for
Dude,
that.
you know what I just thought of? Like imagine you're fucking you're in a park and you're just flying your drone and you just hear like a quick alarm and a pop and your drone just gets shot out of the sky because it's an unauthorized drone.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You have
Like
to have like a FAA license to be able to even fly those in the air.
that is
Like,
stupid.
yeah, yeah. You have to be like fully licensed now to drive a drone in the air at all.
Some dad just took his kid to the mall and bought a freaking $75 drone, go fly it
Yeah.
in the park, and it just gets shot out of the sky.
Oh, yeah.
That's so fucked.
Dude, I know. So pretty much what we're driving at is we are walking into this technocratic world that we've been, that we're here to talk about, and the normalization of, neural surveillance through earbuds, because people think it's just normal for it to check on your brain, make sure your mood's good, and then your watch can tell you to take a breath. It's like,
You should
yeah,
take
it's
a
a little
breather.
deeper. It's a little deeper than that though, because they're actually sending that shit to the data centers and following your every move and your heartbeats. It's
Yeah.
it's very, very much intrusive, centralized under an AI system oversight, consolidated at the federal level to bypass your protections. And then the predictive enforcement, behavioral and cognitive data for risk scoring, deviation flags, and suspicion before any crimes. And we hammer at this a lot, but I just want to point this all out again because I believe that we're we're walking into it, dude. So this patent, if you want to know, the Apple patent is US 2023 0225659 A1 on the dynamic biosignal earbuds. You can look that up on Google Patents. And we'll have Justin put up a little picture of it. We'll actually pull it up just so you could see it. And then you can look at it, pause the thing and look at it, or go look at it yourself. But either way, this is real shit. So, yeah. What else we got? One big beautiful bill funding breakdown. You can look that up on the Guardian. And then the AI moratorium and surveillance mandates. You can look that up on the Verge, and you can see that the moratorium did get striked, but it didn't fully get striked, because if you do, you can get penalized still. It's just not a 10-year moratorium. So it is different. That's the way they fuck around, dude, with vocabulary. I'm telling you. So this has been a short chill pod. We're doing a short one. Like I said, I'm going to be going on another pod after this. We're going to be talking about a little bit of Theosophical Society, Helena Blavatsky type stuff. If you guys are interested, highly recommend checking that out.
It'll be exciting.
Yeah, it'll be out this week. Yeah, I'm excited about that as well. We'll probably put it out on our page as well, but you can check it on theirs as well if you want. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Broke down the Samsung white papers as well as a couple tech patents that are going on right now. They're building the matrix system around us. The One Big Beautiful Bill has made that possible. Get out there and say something, man. Get out there and talk to people about it. Get people aware. We'll see you next week. Hopefully you enjoy everything. We got a lot of fun shit coming, man. You guys stay tuned.